Hi everyone, switch on your camera. Hello, 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 hello. Hi everyone, what's up? Requesting each and everyone kindly switch on their camera so that we can start. Thank you. Hi, 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 hi. Hello, 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 hello.
Hi, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your patience. I just cannot wait to start the session and resolve all your queries and make you a successful flight attendant. Hi everyone, switch on your camera. So Abhishek, you there? Okay. Abhishek, you there? Yeah, hi. All right, so before we proceed, I'd like to introduce Mr. Abhishek with all of you. I'm sure you all are following Mr. Abhishek on social media. I got a lot of requests while saying, ma'am, we are a big fan of Abhishek sir. His journey definitely inspire us. So I am going to take out some time and talk a little more about Mr. Abhishek, who is currently flying with Cathay Pacific. So Abhishek was someone who started his journey at the age of 17. Yes, 17 साल से ही उन्होंने अपनी journey शुरू कर दी थी, and he's very much detailed and career oriented person wherein he started his career with modeling. He also participated in pageants, and of course Mr. Maybe pageants and Mr. If I'm not wrong, some sort of modeling competitions as well, and he successful clear all of it what he wanted in his life. He was able to achieve it, but somewhere he found monotonous in his job, so he wanted to shift his career um, uh, from non-professional background to cabin crew or aviation industry. And that's where, as we all know, cabin crew career is all about. There is nothing called monotony, and every single day you get to meet number of people, you get to listen to other people, and of course get inspired. So we will be listening more from Abhishek, who started his career with Akasa airline in domestic, and now he's flying successfully with Cathay Pacific. I want you to put your hands together and please welcome Mr. Abhishek. Welcome on board. I'm so happy and delighted to welcome Mr. Abhishek. In today's session, you all can expect we will be talking about domestic airline, we will be talking about international airline, and what exactly happened that he started his journey as a domestic airline, and what inspired, but what uplifted him that he give it a thought why not to go and give it a try for international. What are the circumstances, challenges, problems, what he has faced in his life. Definitely we'll going to get to learn more from him. So I just cannot wait to start the session with Mr. Abhishek. Yes, Mr. Abhishek, over to you. Yeah, you are on a mute. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm perfect now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deepthi, for the introduction. Thank you so much for everybody for being there. I'm sure we all can make a good time for all of us today. I'm sure all of us will learn a lot of things today. A lot to learn, a lot to unlearn, and more to see. More. Let's see how where it goes. I'm sure I would really give my 100% to make sure every doubt is cleared from my side and from every other side. And thank you again, Deepthi, for the wonderful opportunity. You are like a you're like amazing. Thank you for keeping up with my late replies and late calls. I'm so sorry, but yeah, we all made it to the end. I'm so happy for all of us.
That's perfect. So, Abhishek, before we proceed further, there are so many young people who wanted to make their career in an aviation industry. लोगों का सबसे पहला मिथ तो ये होता है कि इंटरनेशनल एयरलाइन में जाने के लिए क्या हमें सबसे पहले जॉब, आई मीन हमारे पास जो एक डोमेस्टिक एयरलाइन में जॉब होता है वो ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, या हम डायरेक्ट भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं?
Okay. This is actually an interesting question, and it has a lot of myths according to this. If I'll be very frank, you don't need any experience, any kind of domestic experience to get into any international airline. The only thing any airline, any international airline would ask is 1 year of customer service or a hospitality background, which can come from either a friend staff from a hotel, or
Food
any
and
hotelier.
beverages, hotel
Yeah,
industry, or
yeah,
BPO
yeah.
industry, any sort of customer service
In
experience they
anywhere
have.
you are directly in contact with the customer, to customer. So yeah, that is what international airline would ask. But the if I really have to see the loophole, people would say if you have a domestic experience, the international airline would prefer you since you have a bit more experience towards the aircrafts, bit more experience towards the service, and I'm sure we all can keep up with that as well.
True. So, as you all know, guys, I'm on social media and I have been guiding people from the past 6 years. And there are a number of questions that
Mm.
people ask to me. So, I am going to ask from him since he is flying continuously with the international airlines. So, he would be the right person to help each and every question of yours. But before we proceed further, I like to talk a little more about cabin crew flyer, what we does, and we all are, as you all know, I am on this social media platform. I am so much into guiding people towards their dream job, specifically in aviation, such as for cabin crew position, ground staff, and of course personality development courses we offer. Now we do conduct such type of seminar and webinar wherein we can take out some time and help your query so that you don't need to knock other people DM regarding resolving your doubts. So without wasting any sort of time, let me just go ahead and talk about in today's session. So basically the most important question people does ask to me, जैसे कि अभी अभिषेक ने बोला कि अगर आपको इंटरनेशनल एयरलाइन में अप्लाई करना है तो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपके पास कोई सॉर्ट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस हो. Just mute yourself, Abhishek, if you don't mind, so that I can speak. I mean, the voice is flickering. So, as I was talking about, if you really wanted to make your career in an aviation industry, and if you are a fresher, sometime company do hire fresher as well. You just need to check the eligibility and the requirement. Sometime Etihad Airways, Qatar Airways does hire fresher, but they have certain eligibility criteria. For instance, there have been multiple times when Qatar hiring fresher, but the only requirement that they were hiring from the Bombay base. So they Bombay or Kolkata base. So the only requirement, the person should understand Hindi, English as well as Bengali. So if you're someone who's keenly interested and if you are a fresher, definitely you need to learn how to speak, because they will be asking couple of questions. So sometimes they hire fresher, sometimes they do not hire fresher. Most probably, if you are someone who really wanted to make your career in an aviation, you need to check out onto their website what exactly their eligibility or the requirement is. But yes, if you have any sort of experience, not at all mandatory कि आपके पास aviation का ही एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए, कस्टमर सर्विस या ग्राउंड स्टाफ, कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. अगर आपका फूड एंड बेवरेजेस डिपार्टमेंट से, हॉस्पिटैलिटी से, या कोई भी आपने इंटर्नशिप भी करी है, तो वो भी आप अपना एज एन अचीवमेंट सेक्शन में या एक्सपीरियंस सेक्शन में शोकेस कर सकते हो. लेट मी आस्क अनदर क्वेश्चन जो कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. जब हम इंटरनेशनल एयरलाइन के लिए जाते हैं, व्हाट स्पेसिफिकली दे चेक, मतलब जब हम इंटरव्यू के लिए जाते हैं, ऑब्वियसली जो डोमेस्टिक एयरलाइन के इंटरव्यूज़ हैं और जो इंटरनेशनल एयरलाइन के इंटरव्यूज़ होते हैं, वो काफ़ी डिफरेंट होते हैं. इट्स नॉट लाइक क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर क्वेश्चन. सो आई रियली वांटेड टू आस्क यू, व्हेन यू अप्लाइड फॉर Cathay Pacific, what kind of rounds that you have gone through, and the most difficult round you found it by from your experience, and how did you tackle it, please?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So, what I would say is domestic airline interviews and international airline interviews are completely different. The way they approach an individual and you are answering them in a certain way really matters a lot, because the requirements for a domestic airline, they're quite different. If I really have to say, they are more keen. Each of the industries have different requirements. One of the industry will look something more keen into something which is not as much as what they see in international. But what international airlines see is what international airlines see is they're not so particular with all that stuff, but they're particular with other stuff which the domestic airlines doesn't matter. which they do not care about much. So, if I would say, when I went for the domestic airline interview, what I could see is they really had a deep check about our background verification and your certificates. I can really, I mean, if I really have to be frank, this is India. We are all Jugadu people. We are known for our
Good.
Jugadus. And yeah, our certificates are known for its Jugadu as well. So, our certificates are well approved. Their background verification is quite tough. But if I have to go for the international airline stuff, our definitely background verification is still there. But your passport, your previous experiences, and also your friends who apply as well, they really matter as well. And when you go for an international interview, it's not like you're judged from the point you step into the interview panel room. No, it starts from the day you enter the hotel, and it ends when you leave the hotel. So yeah, the each and every smile you flicker, and each and every I mean, I'm being very frank. This is how it works, guys. This is really how it works. I know we all have friends everywhere. We all have our acquaintances everywhere. And when we go to an interview, I'm sure all, if you are in that industry and if you are in that acquaintances, everybody will be coming for the interview. You will find them, but it's not that you have to go and immediately give a huge hug and tell them, oh my god, a long time no see, or cutie. No, it doesn't work like that, guys.
Right.
We are all there at a professional environment, and we really have to keep up with that. And definitely, if you see someone, wish them luck. Let the brave one win. At the end, definitely. It's not like if you say something, somebody else might get the tip and they might get it. No. If it's for you, it will be for you.
Definitely.
I can really see. If we can really see some mindsets of our people, when we see a person and if we know something better than them, we would not like to share it. I think the more we share, the more awareness we all have. That's when we all can grow apart. And once you leave India, we are all one. Once we leave India, we are all one. Once you enter an airline, when you go into a briefing room, when you see one Indian, you feel like, oh my god, somebody mine.
Right.
That's how it works.
Right.
So even if we are able to match that when we are abroad, why not do it when we are in India?
True. I completely agree
Let's
with
wish.
you.
Yeah. I mean, we can all wish them luck. We can all wish them. I mean, whatever,
It feels
whichever
like
positive
home
vibe you
when you
can give.
connect with someone
Yeah.
who's from India. You feel like, he's from my country. So, yeah, you feel more connection rather than other
Yes.
people. All right, thank
Yeah.
you so much, Abhishek. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but I really wanted
Yeah.
to know when you went for the Cathay Pacific, right? So, what were the interviews or the rounds happen? If you can just elaborate like
Yeah.
one by
Sure.
one, it would be really helpful for all the people,
Sure.
and we all can
Sure.
write it down, right, guys? Do you have
Sure.
pen and paper with all of you? Please do not waste your time, okay? Here we go. So, yes, Cathay
Yeah.
Pacific we are talking about. Please pay attention, and specifically for a cabin crew position. Yes, Mr. Abhishek, go ahead.
Cathay Pacific is a Hong Kong-based Chinese airline
Right.
where where it is serving 170 countries all around the world. And yeah, so they do require Asian people. Asian people are Indians, Chinese, Thai, Singapore, Bangkok-based. So when they started hiring for India, this is how it started. The first round, once you enter the room, sorry, even before you enter the
Light
room,
बंद
once
कर
you
देना
apply
सूरज.
online, they would send you an online assessment where it is a Hindi speaking assessment where you have to showcase your Hindi speaking skills and reading skills and also learning skills. And apart from that, once you clear that off, you would get an invite for the interview. Once you go for the interview, the first round which is going to happen is arm and reach test. So this is an elimination round. This is an important round. So the height and reach test, if I have to say, it is 208 centimeters without shoes, without heels, without socks. Trust me, guys, I've seen people wearing heels inside their socks. This is real. So they will ask you to remove your socks as well. Then you should be able to reach 208 centimeters on your tiptoes. I've seen many males and many females as well using heels as well to do this kind of stuff, but it is not entertained, guys. Even if you're able to go to the next round, and if in the next round, if you're caught doing any of this thing, you are immediately eliminated. Never do it. This is a black mark, and you will be in the blacklist. You will never be hired. You will never be called for interview. And Each airline comes under each group of subsidiaries. Once your name is in that, Cathay Pacific comes under One World. So once your name is in that blacklist of One World consists of Qatar, Japan Airlines, and all of these different kinds of airlines. You would never be invited for any other airline.
That's really
The
interesting. Guys, please always follow the protocol. If your height is not up to the mark, it's better not to apply rather than doing jugards and applying your brain unnecessarily. And of course, who wants to get shortlisted from the Big Bang airline itself, right? So advising not to do such type of activities, specifically not just for international but for domestic as well. If you have anything, definitely you have to talk about it severe. Let's say my height is 152 centimeters, so there is no way that I need to beat around the bush, right? If I am eligible for that particular position, then only I need to proceed further and apply. Better not to waste recruiter or yours time. Yeah, thank you. Please continue,
Yeah,
Abhishek.
and the next round that is going to go for is your group discussion.
Right.
Once your group discussion, you have two rounds in group
समझ
discussion.
में आ
In the
रहा है?
first round, they will ask you to sit in a group of depending upon how many people are on that day, because everything is invitation based. The whole interview went on for 10 days. On each interview day, there were around maybe 1,000 to 2,000 candidates, and all were invited. Nobody can come in directly and come for a walk-in. So once you're invited for the GD round, you will be asked to sit in a round table, and then they'll ask you to give your self introduction. So once you give your self introduction, then they would obviously they'll ask you to tell a fun fact about you, or something like something. They will add an introduction and one single part of where you can explain of which place would you want to travel. I'm telling you guys again, each international airline will go on the same way.
Okay,
Each,
let me add something over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, a group discussion usually happen to check your team spirit, how well versed you are when it comes to working in a team. And in group discussion, definitely they are checking multiple things, not just your communication. जब हम किसी से बात करते हैं तो बात करने का मतलब ये नहीं कि आपने मुझसे पूछा हाउ आर यू और मैंने बोल दिया आई एम वेल हाउ अबाउट यू. No, this is not the communication. Communication is beyond that. Like, you need to have an effective communication. Now, what's the difference between communication and effective communication? When you're speaking, giving opinion, giving answers in front of anyone, and other people able to grasp it, understand it, and you and I will be on the same page, that is called effective communication. While using business language, formal body language, and definitely making an eye contact so that other people can relate to it, that is called effective communication. So when we talk about group discussion, it's just not that you are sitting in a round table and the recruiter gives you a specific topic and you just need to give your opinion. No, it's not like that. So in international airline, group discussion might differ from the domestic airline. Abhishek, you might agree with me. In domestic airline, you also worked with Akasa, wherein group discussion also happened there. What was the major
yes.
difference between domestic airline group discussion and the international airline group discussion, if you can elaborate?
The standards of domestic and the standards of international are completely different. You can find different kind of people coming into domestic interviews. I've seen people wearing jeans, people wearing tuxedo coats coming in for the interview. This is a lack of awareness. It's not anybody's wrong or anybody's did it wrong or somebody did it right. It's just a lack of awareness. But when it comes to an international airline interview, everybody are well aware, everybody are well informed, everybody know what they want in life, that is why they are there. So everybody gives their 100%. So the standard of what you have to give for the interview and the kind of expertise you bring to the table has to be a bit high. Your standards have to be a bit high. But it's not like you have to be it's not like you have to feel like, so sorry, I don't think I'm well up to that part. Nobody is well up to that part until you give it a try.
True.
I'm telling you, yeah, life would change. Life would really, really change. You should just give your 100%, your life would really change.
I completely agree with you, Mr. Abhishek. So the major difference between domestic airline group discussion is all about over here, like with Akasa, Air India, or SpiceJet Airline, they'll give you a specific topic and you just need to speak on it. But in international airline, group discussion can differ. Mr. Abhishek, you might agree with me. When you go for an international group discussion, definitely it's not all time that they'll give you the topic and you just need to perform. Sometime they'll give you an activity wherein, as a team member, you all need to proceed. They just see how well versed you are and how active you are and how are you managing your time, how organized you are. So there are multiple factors they are checking in group discussion, irrespective domestic airline. Obviously team spirit is also a part, but in international airline, obviously people are from all across the globe. Somebody would be from India, Nigeria, South Africa, Frankfurt and whatnot. So they just wanted to see how quickly you can adapt with other people, right? So these are the major difference you'll see in domestic and international. अगर तुम्हारे मन में ये है कि यार ग्रुप डिस्कशन ही तो है, टॉपिक ही तो है, मुझे बस अपनी ओपिनियन देनी है, किसी को कट ऑफ नहीं करना है, ऐसा नहीं होता. ओके, सो जितना ज़्यादा आप डीप डाइव करोगे पर्टिकुलर चीज़ों के लेके, उतना ज़्यादा आपको चीज़ें समझ में आएंगी. बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू ऑल हैव डिसाइडेड टू बिकम अ कैबिन क्रू एंड इट जस्ट कैन नॉट हैपन overnight. So you need to learn, you need to have that zeal कि मैं किस तरीके से लोगों से कनेक्ट कर सकूं. ये नहीं कि अगला बंदा तुम में इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं दिखा रहा हो, तुम कनेक्ट करे जा रहे हो, ऐसा नहीं होता. So you need to ask relative questions so that the other people also shows interest. If require, you can compliment other people, right? So that's how you build rapport, and the similar things you can bring when you're going for a cabin crew interview. You can take a moment and you can appreciate recruiter, you can appreciate the people around you, and that's how you build connections, right? Now for example, I'll just give you a small example. मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ था जब मैं इंटरव्यू के लिए जाती थी. अभिषेक, कैन आई जस्ट रिक्वेस्ट टू पुट योर सेल्फ ऑन म्यूट फॉर अ वाइल? Yeah, otherwise the voice is not clear to everyone because this is only a one meeting room. Thank you so much. And yeah, so it happened with me and it's quite funny. So I still remember I went for long time back, okay? It's not like happened recently. Long time back, I went for the Vistara airline interview and I was in rush, okay? I was aware कि interview है, जाना है, जल्दी जल्दी सब कुछ पढ़ रही हूँ, ये वो. Obviously हम जब हमारा interview होता है ना तो हमें exam से कम नहीं लगता है, तो मैं एकदम जा रही हूँ. और जब मैं lift में जाती हूँ, so I have this habit to greet everyone, okay? Hello ma'am, how are you? Even though I was very busy, I was in middle of checking my papers, all the documents, मेरा passport का photocopy ये सब है कि नहीं है. सो वहाँ मैं लिफ्ट में जाती हूँ और लिफ्ट में जाते ही वहाँ पे कुछ लोग आ रहे हैं एंड शी वॉज नॉट वियरिंग लैनियार्ड. देयर वाज अ लेडी एंड लकीली जब वो आती हैं तो मैं उनको बोलती हूँ हेलो मैम, हाउ आर यू? एंड शी जस्ट लुक्ड एट मी, लाइक ओ यू आर हियर फॉर द इंटरव्यू? येस मैम, आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड एंड टुडे इज माई इंटरव्यू एंड दिस इज वेरी फर्स्ट टाइम आई एम हियर फॉर द सेम एंड आई जस्ट विश होप एवरीथिंग गोज वेल. She just listened to me, she nodded her head and she said okay, all the very best. And you won't believe, I went there where विस्तारा एयरलाइन हेडक्वार्टर, वहाँ पर हम जाते हैं, CV अपना देते हैं, अपना चांस का वेट करते हैं एंड वन बाय वन हमारा चांस आ रहा था. एंड तभी जब मैं जाती हूँ तो ये जो मैम है इनका चेयर ऐसे है. शी ऑलरेडी सॉ मी एंड हमारे CV में हमारी पिक्चर होती है. I knocked the door, I took permission, and I went inside. And she was like, okay, so your name is Deepthi. And she did not turn around. And she said, okay, your name is Deepthi. I'm like, yes, ma'am, please introduce yourself. I did. And then she said, asked, why do you want to become a cabin? I gave my answer. And then she said, you're selected. And then the moment she, turned back, and I was like, she was the same lady whom I met in the lift. And she was like, I was like, my eyes got bigger. Like, what? So I realized that day, if you have this habit to greet people, you won't, I mean, it could be a possibility you are bumping into the recruiter and they might going to select you. And to be very honest, मेरा आंसर उतना अच्छा भी नहीं था, मैंने बहुत ही बेसिक नॉर्मल आंसर दिया था. बट what she liked, the way I greeted her, I took out my time, I initiate the conversation, I try to build rapport or the connection with her. I think that was the only thing she liked or she enjoyed, and that's where I was able to crack my very first round. So what we learned, if you want to become a cabin crew, it's just not about communication, group discussion. There are a number of factors. Cabin crew interview is all about reflect who you are, and as Mr. Abhishek rightly said, it just not start when you entered into the room. It started the moment you entered into the venue, how you're carrying yourself. Are you nervous? Are you confident? Are you jealous? while looking at other people outfit or attire, what kind of attitude you are carrying. I still remember when I cracked my Air Asia's interview, I said one thing to myself: today is my day and I am going to make it by hook or by crook. I have practiced like anything and I know I can make it. Trust me. मैं जाती हूँ, मैं बहुत पॉजिटिव थी, एंड आई वाज लाइक सिटिंग, building repo, making eye contact with the people, complimenting, appreciating other people, and other people were quite cheerful. And the moment I entered into the venue, and when recruiter asked her, the question, how's your experience so far in this hotel, I was very positive. You need to have a positive attitude, mindset, active listening skills, interpersonal skills required to crack any interview, not just cabin crew, ground staff, but any interviewer you're going for. You just need to be yourself. You just cannot pretend like प्रियंका चोपड़ा जो ना आज मैं बन जाती हूँ, कल मैं कंगना रनौत बन जाती हूँ, मैं उनको सुन रही हूँ. No, आप सुनो सबकी, but you need to come up with your own personality. Am I clear? Yes, over to you, Mr. Abhishek.
Yeah, thank you. You have a lot of insights, I'm sure. Yeah. So for the next, after the GD, you have a second GD where people will be giving you a card and you have to explain about the card. This is an activity. Each airline will have a different activity. It changes according to the people and the recruiter as well. So they give you a card and you have to explain about the card and you have to mix it with your profession and you have to speak. That is how it works, guys. That is the trick I would give you. They will give you 100 cards, and if you're able to attach it with the interview, it's amazing. That's the spark people could see. Not everybody does it. People just start talking about, if it's a cat, they start talking about Persian cats, whatever Jurassic cats or whatever. So it's all about how you incline it with the job interview and the skills they wanted it. You can always read whatever skills they wanted from this from the career overview. The requirements are always there on the website. When you read them before the interview, you can align with whatever sentences you use, and that's a spark for the interviewer. That's one tip. And yeah, the next round, which after you clear the GD, people will be calling you for a personal interview. So in this personal interview, it will be taken by a HR. Either it can be a Chinese, it can be an Indian, anybody, Thai, Bangkok. So it's all about how you get a rapport with the people. The more you feel tense, the more you feel nervous, it's going to be much more difficult. The only tip I would give is he's also a human being. You are also a human being. He's just there to conduct an interview. It's not an interview, it's a communication. It's just a conversation. The more you feel it like a conversation, the more confident you are. He's just going to ask you what you feel, and you're going to just say what you feel too. So it's nothing more rocket science. It's all about how you take it into account of how you wanted to showcase yourself in front of an interviewer. Each airline have different requirements, but your personality has to match everybody. It has to match everybody since you are there for the interview. It's all about how you tune yourself. If you're able to tune yourself for the just remember, guys, one day, one interview, one job, it will really change everything. So the more you tune yourself, the more you people would feel. Why do I have to change my personality? Why do I have to be a certain way to get a job? Am I not enough? Everybody are enough, but each airline works under different policies, different recruitment standards. You have to match them to be a part of that airline. That is how it works. Am I making sense,
Yes,
guys?
yes, absolutely, absolutely. For instance, today's the meet and greet session, or like the webinar is happening. What if I'll be wearing something else which is not appropriate for today's session? You might not relate. You'll be like, what she's wearing? I mean, she's a coach. She's supposed to wear something which look professional. So it's not about, obviously nobody told me to wear a blazer or a blouse and you need to do the makeup. I look good in my pajamas too, but there is this requirement that we all need to grab ourselves, mold ourselves with the specific situation. Obviously नाइट के लिए हमारे पास पजामाज होते हैं, मीटिंग्स के लिए हमारे पास फॉर्मल्स होते हैं, बाहर आउटडोर्स के लिए हमारे पास कैजुअल होते हैं. सो व्हाई नॉट फॉर द इंटरव्यू? हाउ यू कैन वेयर जीन्स? दैट्स नॉट अलाउड प्लीज़. आपका रिजेक्शन तभी हो जाता है जब आप सी कॉर्पोरेट स्टाइलिंग प्लेज अ इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल, एंड दैट टॉक्स अबाउट if you're really interested to become something, you need to dress up. You are not dressing to look smart, you're dressing to get the success. And that's where the right attire decide how far you'll go. And that's where it's very important, you need to have a right knowledge about corporate styling. आपका जो भी स्किन टोन है, आप पे कौन सा कपड़ा अच्छा लगता है, कौन सा कपड़ा आपको बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा रिफ्लेक्शन देता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ टुडे आई एम वियरिंग वाइट, सो ऑब्वियसली ये कलर कैसा जा रहा है, हाउ एम आई लुकिंग, व्हाट इफ आई बी वियरिंग समथिंग एल्स रेड, सो वो मेरे कलर मेरे फेस को क्या रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है. एंड दैट्स वेयर व्हेन यू आर गोइंग फॉर अ कैबिन क्रू इंटरव्यू, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, यू नीड टू एटलीस्ट ट्राई 4 or 5 आउटफिट, 4 or 5 different colors on your neck over here, and you can see the reflection, how does it look on you, and that's where you can decide. लोग क्या करते हैं, सबसे ज़्यादा मिस्टेक मैंने जो देखा है, ये अच्छा लगेगा ले लेते हैं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. यू फॉर ऑल द एस्पायरिंग कैबिन क्रू एंड ग्राउंड स्टाफ, द ओनली पीस ऑफ एडवाइस आई लाइक टू गिव, please do wear a makeup and then go for the window shopping to the nearest mall or any nearby shop जहाँ पर अच्छे कपड़े मिलते हो. और आपको वो लेने नहीं है, for example it's a piece of clothes, so I'm just gonna take it and put it over here and I'll see कि कैसा लग रहा है, लाइक ब्लैक कैसा जा रहा है मेरे टोन, मेरे स्किन टोन के हिसाब से, मेरा जो फेस है उसके ऊपर कैसा जा रहा है, और अगर मैं ये कपड़ा लेती हूँ तो कितना. अब आप बोलोगे कि यार मैम ये कुछ ज़्यादा ही नहीं हो रहा आपका, मतलब इतना कौन करता है. ट्रस्ट मी, जो कलर आप वेयर करते हो, जो मेकअप आप वेयर करते हो, आप कैसे दिखते हो, आप कितना पॉजिटिव हो, ये सारी चीज़ें मैटर करती है. व्हेन आई से सारी चीज़ें मैटर करती हैं, डेफिनेटली हाउ ग्रूम्ड यू आर, आपने क्या हेयर स्टाइल रखा है, हेड टू टो आपने कितने एफर्ट्स पुट किए हैं, आपको क्या ग्रूमिंग गाइडलाइंस पता है या नहीं पता है, और आपने उसके हिसाब से क्या चीज़ें फॉलो करी हैं. एवरी सिंगल थिंग मैटर्स द मोस्ट. इवन जब मुझे फ्लाइट अटेंडेंट बनना था, तो मैं एवी कुछ भी लगा लेती थी. आई एम श्योर अभिषेक यू ऑल्सो कैन रिलेट, व्हेन वी हैव बेयर अमाउंट ऑफ नॉलेज, सो हम भी गूगल देख के चीज़ें चले जाते थे. बट व्हेन वी गॉट रिजेक्टेड, ऑब्वियसली हर रिजेक्शन कुछ नई चीज़ सिखा जाता था कि इस तरह से करना चाहिए, ये हेयर स्टाइल होना चाहिए एंड सो ऑन. सो जब मैंने इंटरव्यू देना शुरू किया, सो देयर वॉज अ टाइम जब लोगों ने मुझे बताया आई लैशेज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई यूज टू फील लाइक आई लैशेज इतना ड्रामा क्यों करना है. बट वेन आई put it for the very first time, I felt so confident because my eyes are comparatively very small to the other people. जब मैंने लगाया, I was like सबका attention मेरे eyes पे ही था, and people started complimenting me, and that's where my confidence got boosted up. So अगर मैं कुछ नया ट्राई कर रही हूँ और मेरे जो एनवायरनमेंट में जो मेरे आसपास लोग रह रहे हैं वो मुझे कॉम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं, सो दैट वुड बी समथिंग आई थरली इन्जॉय. सो वाई नॉट. आपको अपने रूटीन में कुछ नया चेंज लाना है, नया देखना है कि यार ये कलर पहन के देखता हूँ, ये चीज़ करके देखता हूँ, देखते हैं क्या होगा. आज मैं इंग्लिश बोलता हूँ, क्या ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा गलती ही तो होगी. आप लोग उस चीज़ में जी रहे हो कि अगर मैंने ये किया तो ऐसा हो जाएगा. डरना नहीं है, यू हैव टू टेक योर बेबी फर्स्ट बेबी स्टेप, देन ओनली यू कैन सी द प्रोग्रेस, राइट. हम बात कर रहे थे अभिषेक ग्रुप डिस्कशन की. सो जो ग्रुप डिस्कशन होता है, एक तो होता है आपका नॉर्मल सिंपल टॉपिक दे दिया जाता है, यू हैव टू स्पीक. एक होता है लैमिनेटेड कार्ड, right, wherein they'll give you a card, and might be you need to act, might be you need to perform, might be you need to present with the people. So I am sure Abhishek आपने कैथे पैसिफिक की जगह एमिरेट्स या कतर या किसी और एयरलाइन में दिया होगा. सो हैव यू एवर फेस डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ ग्रुप डिस्कशन जो थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट हो, एंड यू लाइक टू टॉक टू आवर ऑडियंस रिगार्डिंग द सेम. इफ यस प्लीज.
Yes, I would like to share about my Emirates experience. So when I've gone for the Emirates interview, so the first whole process was the same, the GD round. But one thing that changed is we were a team of 5 people. They have made a paper of 5, and they have given us a topic or actually a situation. I would say it's not a topic; it's a situation, and they would ask all of us to come with different solutions and different. So the topic was there was a exhibition, and there was a problem for 5 kinds of people. One is a tourist, one is a old man and an old lady, old couple, and one honeymoon couple, and one kid with it, mother with infant. So each 5 of us have to come with 5 different reasons and why. Who will you assist first? And explain us why do you want to go assist them first. So everybody, every one of us have given different reasons, and I'm happy to say that our group, all of us, all five of us were selected for the next round as well. So it's all about you have to have a good rapport with your team. I'm sure when you are in a team of people, you cannot impress everybody. You cannot impress everybody in the team, but you can always be a good neutral person. You can be a neutral person, if not a better person. So make a good rapport with the people if you're giving for the interview. And yeah, this is one of the kind of GD which I have found interesting.
Thank you so much. Please write it down when you go for a cabin crew interview, specifically for a group discussion. What all are the competencies recruiter check? If you don't mind, Abhishek, I'll just make them write a
Sure.
couple of competencies so that they'll keep in mind. First one is attentiveness. When you're performing in a group discussion, you need to be really attentive, like what recruiter said, and you just need to remind your team members this much time we have left, and this is the time we have to wrap up. Okay. Second one is creativity. How creative you all are when you are going for a CC interview. And of course, promptness. When the recruiter gives you a question, how quickly you all come up with the answer, that is also checked. And of course, if you are someone, teamwork, as I already mentioned, interpersonal skills, I already mentioned, team spirit, I already mentioned, and problem solving, how quickly you all are able to solve the problem, that's really matters the most. Am I clear everyone? सो इसके अलावा आपका देखा जाता है बिहेवियर, आपने क्या बिहेवियर रखा था जब आप वो कोई भी चीज़ टीम में वर्क कर रहे थे। फॉर एग्जांपल, हम 5 लोग हैं टीम में, और मैं बोल रही हूँ हमारे पास सिर्फ 10 मिनट है, और मैं बार बार बोल रही हूँ तुम्हें दिखाई नहीं दे रहा इतना टाइम रह गया, हाउ कैन यू डू दैट, यू आर वेस्टिंग आवर टाइम। लाइक क्योंकि मेरे को प्रेशर हो रहा है कि मुझे जीतना है, आई नीड टू गो टू द नेक्स्ट राउंड, एंड उसके लिए मैं आई स्टार्टेड स्क्रीमिंग, आई स्टार्टेड पैनिकिंग, एंड दैट इज showcasing like in our team. So your behavior also matters the most. Next is collaboration. How will you collaborate with other people? Okay, for example, recruiter gives you any topic, and how well collaborative you are. Like you are just not giving the um, instruction, you are also asking their opinion. For they are not looking for the leader, they are looking for someone who can work in a collaborative form. So there are people who like, okay तुम्हें ये आता है तुम ये कर लो, okay तुम ये कर लो, okay तुम, no, we have to seek permission from everyone who, so all are good with XYZ thing, definitely we have to proceed further. Am I clear? So these are the competencies recruiter usually see when you go for a CC interview. Yes, Abhishek, over to you.
Yeah, the next round which goes around is for the personal interview, where the where you enter the room and you will be asked to sit in front of the panel. And long back are the days where you have to ask for the permission, can I sit? It's not, it doesn't work like that. He or she is already seated. You just have to be a bit formal in being able to pull the seat back for yourself and sit accordingly. It's not like you have to wait and ask for the permission of the because we are all in a professional environment. They are professionals as well. They won't expect you to call them sir or ma'am as well. They'll ask you to if you call them sir or ma'am, they'll obviously say my name is Abhishek, you can call me Abhishek. That's how it works, guys. When you are confident enough, you can be able to call them as well, Mr. Abhishek, Mr. Simran, Miss Kushi, Miss Hansini, Mr. Somna. That's how it works. That's how it works, guys. So once you sit, they might be able to definitely have a look up of your grooming. They can scan you in 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds, they know if you are in or out. So the first impression is the best impression. Your grooming has to be right. Just before you enter the room, go to the washroom, have a good check. If you have any baby hairs, just put them with a Vaseline or a baby hair oil, whichever works. You have to know your hair type, skin type. That is how you can take it forward. Yeah, and for the male, always comb your hair, guys. Comb your hair, cut your nails, and make sure your mustache. If you're maintaining it, please maintain it thoroughly. If you're not maintaining it, please have a clean shave just before entering the interview. Because even if you do it the last night, the next day you will have a small dot which is not professional enough. That's how it works. That's an important day of your life. So obviously you have to make sure people take you important as well. Yeah, they'll be asking you certain type of questions. Definitely it might start with, tell me about yourself. People feel this is the most easiest, but this will decide everything. The more don't make it complex, guys. Don't make it complex. It's all about how you want to showcase yourself and your experience in a nice and a subtle way, but in a professional way. So if I'll have to say mine, you always have to have a spark before you start anything. Some people start with a proverb. Some people start with sorry if I have to be very normal and formal. I can be like, my name is Abhishek and I'm from the city of Destiny, Vishakhapatnam. Guys, I can say I'm from Vishakhapatnam. Or I can say I'm from city of Nawabs. Sorry, I'm from city of Delhi. But city of Nawabs, the taglines each place have, that is a spark, guys. And if you see it as a spark, the interviewer might take you important. Even if your grooming is not on point, he might help you state, help, he or she might help you. Maybe your hair can be a bit right enough, but once you start speaking, it will make a huge difference. And your confidence speaks for yourself. Your confidence will speak for yourself. Trust me, guys. Even if you have the lamest introduction, your confidence of how you speak matters a lot. I can say nobody's expecting a right answer from you at all. Nobody in this whole HR, I mean, like human resources department, nobody expects a right answer. They'll expect confidence and your clarity of speech. Practice on your verbal speeches. Sit in front of the mirror. Start taking your introduction very seriously. So yeah, I'm Abhishek. I'm from the city of Destiny, Vishakhapatnam. I've been a professional ramp walk model, and then I've been able to be a part of a domestic airline Akasa Air, and I've gained my professional expertise skills, which I'm able to apply for this international airline now, and this is why I'm here now. Guys, this is very easy. It's all about how you practice. It's not, I'm sure I'm really telling you guys, I cannot do it in my first attempt for sure. But if you practice it 100 times, 1,000 times, ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही बोल रहा है? नहीं, it's not less, guys. It is what matters. Because people are already professional enough to be there at the interview. So what is your spark to be able to be a part of the airline? What is your spark to be a part of the airline? That's what matters. Your confidence is the easiest. Confidence is the easiest. You cannot change your whole life experience, right? You cannot change your whole life experiences. You cannot add two, three experiences in one overnight. But you can change your level of confidence in one night. It's all about how you practice. And be sure of what you speak before. Be sure. Even if you are, if even if you wanted to have a wanted to add an experience that you're not so well approved of, at least practice what you wanted to say. That's what matters, right? Some people extend their experiences, guys. In your background verification, it will be caught. I'm telling you again. I'm emphasizing on this point because this is how it works. Yeah, and according after the self introduction, once you give your self introduction, you know what? Sometimes after self introduction, we will get back to you. You can go back. That means they are not well satisfied with your answer and they are not going to take you forward. But if they ask your second question, guys, you can be well assured they have given you a chance for the next thing. So now it's in your hand. The ball is in your hands. How you take it forward. My second question was, why do you want to change your airline? This is a tricky question, guys. No airline wants another airline to be bullied off in front of another airline. Love your airline. I'm sure. I mean, any experience. It's not just an airline because I've given from a previous domestic airline. I'm talking about an airline. But if you're coming from a hotel background, no, never abuse your present employer. Never. Tell them you're happy with the position, but you just wanted to change your career dynamics in the long run. You can tell this is an important aspect of what they see. You wanted to I mean, I have seen people saying they wanted to get their finance right as well. It's a right answer as well, guys. Not everybody comes from the same background. Everybody have different priorities in life. And saying that I wanted to change my career dynamics, saying that I wanted to change my financial status in my life really matters. It's okay. It's okay to be frank. They wanted you to be frank. Only when you're frank, they will understand your perspective. And if it is matching if it is aligning with their requirements, why not? They will take you guys. They are there to recruit you. They are not there to reject you. They are there to recruit you. right? And yeah, for the next round, for the next question, for the second question, so for the third question, they have asked me, uh, give me a situation where you have handled an angry passenger. It is very common, guys. I can see these kind of questions in your Wikipedia, in your Google, hundreds of questions. Everybody reads the same questions and comes to the interview, but not all 100 people who come get selected. It's all in the answer, guys. Everybody are well aware of the questions. It's all about what your answer is. Prepare your answers already. If it is important, write it down. Write down your answer. It's okay to read it 100 times, right? And yeah, the sorry, I think there's a question that popped up. I didn't see. Dipti, can you help me with that, please?
Yeah, I
I think.
can. So I am not planning to answer their question right away. I am planning
Okay,
to
okay,
answer their question
okay.
maybe at the end
Sure,
of the
sure,
session. I hope everybody
sure.
is okay with that, because see, if somebody is sharing something, we don't want to cut them off. We want them to finish, and then we have time. Definitely, I am not going to shut this meeting until and unless I'm gonna give your answer. I will be here. Abhishek will be here. आज हमने ये सोचा हुआ है कि आज हम आपकी हेल्प करके रहेंगे बाय हुक और बाय क्रुक, हमारे पास बहुत टाइम है. सो डोंट वरी, वी
Yes.
प्रॉमिस कि हमने 2 आवर का सेशन रखा है, बट अगर आपने मेरे प्रीवियस सेशंस लिए हैं तो आपको पता है टाइम का कोई बाउंडेशन नहीं है. 2 आवर्स 3 आवर्स वट एवर, वी आर हियर टू हेल्प यू. जितना हमारे पास नॉलेज है, जो एक्सपर्टीज़ है, वी विल बी आंसरिंग ऑल योर क्वेश्चन. सो वी आर नॉट गोइंग एनीवेयर. लेट हिम
Yeah.
फिनिश फर्स्ट. या.
Yeah. So the next question was, tell me a situation where you have handled an angry passenger. Guys, this is a very important question. If this question really comes up to you, the interviewer is already happy with you 80%. Trust me on this, 80% is already happy. He just wants to complete his role of asking you questions. So, for this question, you can answer. You have to have a situation already in your head, guys. You have to think of a situation. You have to practice your answer. The way you answer this really matters, because this question is very, 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 very important for them, because they have to write it down. It's not like the person sitting in front of you is going to select you, reject or accept. No, it's going to go back to the company. It's going to go back to their head officials. They would be answering and sorry, they would be assessing your whole interview pattern. And once they are happy, you're in, guys. We are all. We can go with the uniform. Let's go. Let's fly. That's just how it works. So
Very
yeah.
nice. Yeah, that's true. I like to add couple of points. So when you go for a cabin crew interview, recruiter do not ask easy peasy question. Recruiter ask different type of question. Abhishek, you might agree with me. There are five
Yes.
type of majorly question asked. One from the CV, whatever you have mentioned on your CV in terms of your experience, achievements, skills, languages. Apart from Hindi, English, let's say you have mentioned कि आपको बंगाली आती है, मराठी आती है. They're gonna ask questions from that. And if you are someone जिसको ये languages आती हैं, they might give you the priority. So that's a thumbs up. Okay, Abhishek, please mute yourself if you don't mind. Second thing is, right after your CV, जैसे कि अभिषेक ने बताया, they ask question, talk about a time if you've ever handled an angry passenger, or if you'll be flying with us, how are you going to tackle such situation where the passenger get angry. Now with this, recruiter not looking for the perfect answer, as Abhishek said, they are looking for the generic answer. Like, एक होता है ना कि आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा एज अ फ्रेशर, आप बोलोगे मैंने तो कभी फ्लाई नहीं किया, मेरे पास तो कोई ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस है नहीं, हाउ कम आई कैन गिव द आंसर. दे आर नॉट लुकिंग. अगर आपको फीवर होता है तो आप कुछ भी थोड़ा ना खा लोगे. अगर आपको फीवर है तो आपको पता है ना कि मुझे मेडिसिन खानी है, सो यू लुक फॉर दी मेडिसिन की यार पीसीएम खानी होती है, अगर मुझे स्नीजिंग है तो ये खानी. एग्जैक्टली दे आर लुकिंग फॉर कि अगर ये सिचुएशन हो तो आपका दिमाग क्या काम करता है, कैसे आप इस पर्टिकुलर चीज़ पे रिजॉल्व करोगे, इसका क्या करोगे. They're not looking for the right or the perfect answer. They're looking for what solution you will be come up with, right? They're not looking for someone who you got blank. It's okay if you have bare amount of knowledge, or if you listen anywhere, or if you heard from anyone, you can come up and give their answer in a storytelling method. That is also okay. But the first question recruiter usually asks, that is from your CV. Second one is for a situational. जैसे कि अभिषेक ने बताया, टॉक अबाउट अ टाइम व्हेन यू हेल्प समवन, एंग्री पैसेंजर, और इफ यू आर समवन who's talk about a time, for example, if you got shortlisted with our airline, you're flying from destination A to destination B, and there were five people. Now you have to save someone, that there is this crash landing happen, so एक pregnant women है, एक elderly passenger है, और एक mother with infant है, आप किसको बचाओगे? Obviously there is no right or wrong answer. जो मेरे पास होगा मैं उसको बचाऊंगी. Why am I gonna think अरे वो प्रेग्नेंट लेडी है मैं उसको बचा लेती हूँ? नहीं, फॉर मी एवरी पैसेंजर प्लेज अ इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल. आई एम हियर टू सेव सर्व देम, राइट? सो मेरे पास जो पास होगा मैं उसको पहले सेव करूंगी, देन आई लुक फॉर द अदर पर्सन. एम आई क्लियर? दिस इज हाउ यू नीड टू गिव द आंसर. अगेन, हो सकता है कि मैं गलत हूँ, हो सकता है अभिषेक के पास इससे बेटर आंसर हो, बट नाउ they are not looking for the right or wrong answer, they are looking how well you can come up with the solution. That is what require, क्योंकि जब आप फ्लाई करते हो आपके पास इतना टाइम नहीं होता डिस्कस करने का, सब सोचने समझने का. they are looking for someone who's very up to the mark, prompt, and like yeah, this can be done. they're looking for such type of people. So your creativity, activeness, active listening matters the most. Am I clear? So coming back to the point, 5 type of question recruiter ask: situational, behavioral, hypothetical, CV based, and basic questions. Basic question: introduce yourself, strength, weakness, talk about your family, talk about your city, what do you like the most about your city, what are the changes you like to come up with, and so on. ठीक है? इस तरह के हाइपोथेटिकल क्वेश्चंस बोले तो इमेजिनरी क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, वो कोई सिचुएशन इमेजिन करेंगे और आपको दे देंगे, एंड नाउ यू नीड टू कम अप विद अ सोल्यूशन. इस तरह के क्वेश्चन मेरे पास कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं सिचुएशनल बेस में, मैं आपको बता देती हूँ. टेल मी अबाउट अ टाइम व्हेन यू एक्सीडेड द एक्सपेक्टेशंस. एक ऐसे वक्त की बात बताएं जब आपने एक्सपेक्टेशन एक्सीड कर दी हो. मतलब किसी की कोई एक्सपेक्टेशन थी और आपने यू गॉन अबव एंड बियॉन्ड टू हेल्प समवन. एक उनके मतलब मैं आपसे चाहती हूँ कि आप 2 घंटे, आप मुझसे चाहते हो कि मैं और अभिषेक आपको 2 आवर्स का सेशन दें, बट हमने आपकी एक्सीड कर दिया आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशन वाइल प्रोवाइडिंग 3 आवर का सेशन, एंड यू लाइक वाओ, इट वाज अ चेरी ऑन द केक, वी डिड नॉट रियलाइज इट. सो एक ऐसे वक्त की बात बताएं. अब आपको सोचना होगा. नाउ हियर इज द कैच. डजेंट मैटर कि तुम्हारे पास कोई एक्सपीरियंस है कि नहीं है. व्हाट मैटर इज अगर तुम फ्रेशर हो और अगर तुमने किसी को कभी हेल्प किया था एंड दे डिड नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड दैट, तो आप वो अपने पर्सनल लाइफ से भी कोई भी एक्सपीरियंस दे सकते हो. आपने किसी का बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट कर दिया, मम्मी पापा को ट्रिप पे लेके चले गए, कुछ स्कॉलरशिप मिल गई, उस पैसे से किसी का भला कर दिया. एनीथिंग, एनीथिंग मतलब एनीथिंग. एम आई क्लियर? सो ये शो टीम वर्क. टॉक अबाउट अ टाइम. आप बार बार बोल रहे हो यू आर रियली गुड एट टीम वर्क, सो टॉक अबाउट अ टाइम व्हेन यू वर्कड इन अ टीम. प्लीज इलेबोरेट विद एन एग्जाम्पल. बता दो. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3, यू okay, so talk about a time when you got exceptional customer service. Now why they're asking teamwork question, customer service question, communication question, leadership question, decision making question, interpersonal, because these are the skills required. एंड जब आप कैबिन क्रू के लिए जाते हो आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि ये सारी स्किल्स मेरे मेरे पास हैं. नो, दे वांटेड टू नो कि अब कब ऐसा हुआ था कि आपको ये रियलाइज हुआ कि आप टीम वर्क में बहुत अच्छे हो, आप डिसीजन ले सकते हो, आप लीड कर सकते हो, आप क्रिएटिव एंड इनोवेटिव हो, आप अडेप्ट कर सकते हो, फ्लेक्सिबल हो. सो जब भी आप स्किल्स प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो उसके आंसर्स प्रिपेयर करो अपने पर्सनल लाइफ से, प्लस उसके क्रॉस क्वेश्चंस प्रिपेयर करो कि क्या रिक्रूटर आस्क कर तक क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है. अगर तुम्हें नहीं समझ में आ रहा, चैट जीपीटी इज हियर. अगेन आई एम नॉट सेइंग टू रिलाई ऑन चैट जीपीटी, बट आई एम सेइंग लेट्स से कि आपने अपना सीवी बनाया, अब चैट जीपीटी को बोलो आस्क मी नंबर XYZ क्वेश्चन दैट रिक्रूटर माइट आस्क इन अ कैबिन क्रू इंटरव्यू. लेट द गेम बिगिन. अब आप उसको ये नहीं बोल रहे आंसर, वो आपसे खुद क्वेश्चन पूछेगा. अब आपने वो क्वेश्चंस लेके मिरर के सामने जाना है एंड यू जस्ट नीड टू गिव द आंसर. व्हाट इफ वही क्वेश्चंस आ जाए? हियर द एजेंडा इज कि आप मुझसे क्वेश्चन लो या चैट जीपीटी से लो या अभिषेक. द एजेंडा इज कि आपके पास क्वेश्चन है और आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, और जब आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो तो आपको ये देखना है हाउ वेल यू आर प्रेजेंटिंग. आपने कितनी बार फिलर वर्ड्स यूज किया, कितने अननेसेसरी पॉजेज लिए, कितनी बार आप अटक गए, कितनी बार आप यहाँ वहाँ देखने लग गए. ये सारी चीजें नहीं होती है. एक राइट और परफेक्ट आंसर्स वो होते हैं व्हेन यू स्टार्ट विद राइट आर्टिकुलेशन and you support your answer with a great statement and you give the answer in such a manner wherein they like they'll get to learn anything from you. Oh wow, that was amazing, आपने कैसे किया. When you put in your answer a good humor, a good work, and you make the other people like listen to them कि अच्छा उसके बाद क्या हुआ हुआ, एक स्टोरी टेलिंग में, they love it, trust me. एम आई क्लियर. सो इस चीज को हम बोलते हैं स्टार मेथड. अगर आपसे कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछता है सिचुएशनल बेस्ड, लेट्स सी, टॉक अबाउट अ टाइम व्हेन यू हेल्प समवन, एक ऐसे वक्त की बात बताओ जब तुमने किसी की मदद करी हो. तो इसमें अब आप बोलोगे यार, बहुत सारे लोगों का होता है कि यार मैंने मदद तो कितनी लोगों की करी है, लेकिन क्या मैं आंसर करूँ उस टाइम पे, क्या आंसर दूँ. तो अगर मैं आपको एक चीट शीट दूँ, एक्रोनियम दूँ, जैसे कि सिचुएशनल बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है, तो स्टार टेक्निक लगा लो. वेबसाइट पे इतने सारे कोचेस बार बार ये आके बोलते हैं, एस स्टैंड फॉर सिचुएशन. एक ऐसे वक्त की बात बताओ कि वो सिचुएशन हुई हो. टास्क, क्या टास्क था, उसमें करना क्या था आपको, क्या आपने एक्शन लिया, क्या रेजोल्यूशन था, क्या फीडबैक मिला आपको. अगर हम इस तरह के चीट शीट बना लें, शॉर्ट कोड्स बना लें, तो क्यों हम बिल्कुल भी फंबल नहीं करेंगे, फिलर वर्ड्स यूज़ नहीं करेंगे, हमारी जो आंसर्स हैं वो अप टू द मार्क रहेगा, और हम बहुत ही कम समय में अपना बहुत बेहतरीन आंसर दे सकते हैं. एम आई क्लियर. जब भी आप कैबिन क्रू इंटरव्यू या ग्राउंड स्टाफ के लिए जाएं, तो आपको आंसर बहुत इलांगेटेड फॉर्म में नहीं देना है. आपको हमेशा आंसर 1 मिनट या फिर उससे लेस देन 1 मिनट के अंदर देना है. अब आप पूछोगे कि मैम इतनी जल्दी आंसर कैसे दे सकते हैं. प्रैक्टिस मेक्स द मैन परफेक्ट. जैसे कि अभिषेक ने कहा, दे आर नॉट लुकिंग फॉर द राइट आंसर, दे आर लुकिंग हाउ प्रॉम्प्ट आंसर्स यू ऑल कैन कम अप विद. दे आर नॉट लुकिंग फॉर द इलोंगेटेड आंसर. रीजन क्योंकि उनके पास बाहर 4,000 लोग हैं. एंड जब आप अपने आंसर स्ट्रक्चर कर रहे हो, तो आपको बस ये सोचना है, हाउ एम आई गोइंग टू स्टैंड आउट. आई रिपीट, जब आप आंसर कर रहे हो तो आपको मन में ये लाना है, यहाँ पर ऑलरेडी आप खुद सोचो, मेरे पास अभी इस वेबिनार में 88 स्टूडेंट हैं, इंक्लूडिंग मी एंड अभिषेक. हम 85 या 80 हैं, ठीक है. हाउ एम आई गोइंग टू बीट देम. आज इस वेबिनार के बाद आप अपने आप के साथ बैठो और लिखो कि यार इतने सारे लोग थे, अगर आज मैं इंटरव्यू के लिए जाती और 100 लोग होते या जाता, तो मैं कैसे उनको बीट करता. इंग्लिश तो सबको आती है, वेल ड्रेस तो आजकल हर कोई है, हर कोई मेकअप जानता है, हर कोई कॉर्पोरेट स्टाइलिंग जानता है, मैं कैसे स्टैंड आउट कर सकता हूँ. जब मैं अपने कैबिन क्रू इंटरव्यू का प्रेपरेशन कर रही थी और जब मैं बार बार रिजेक्ट हो रही थी, तो मैं अपने आप से मैंने एक दिन पूछ ही लिया, हाउ एम आई गोइंग टू स्टैंड आउट. एम आई नॉट ब्यूटिफुल? Are they actually taking people who are fair? Are they actually taking who are confident? What I can bring onto the table that they'll shortlist me? Obviously इतनी रिजेक्शन के बाद पूछना बनता है. तो मेरे मन में से आवाज़ आई, कॉन्फिडेंस, दैट्स द वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकेंड, यू नीड टू हैव अ क्लियरिटी इन स्पीच. जो आप बोल रहे हो, जब अगर मुझसे कोई कुछ पूछे, मुझे खुद नहीं पता है उसका आंसर, लेकिन मैं फिर भी ब्लैबर कर रही हूँ, वेन आई एम नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट व्हाट एम आई स्पीकिंग, डू यू थिंक आप कॉन्फिडेंट होगे एज अ लिसनर? नो, एब्सोल्युटली नो. तो आप यहाँ पर इसलिए आए हो बिकॉज यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट वट एवर वी आर गोइंग टू गाइड यू, you'll get to learn from us. It's not about 49 or 200 or 5,000 rupees. Trust me, it's not about that. It's about because they have XYZ success stories, and today whatever they're going to speak, actually that is going to add value in my life, and that is the reason you are here for it. So basically, I have a confidence, I have a faith in myself, and you guys put your time and money into it. How about that? So when you go for a cabin crew interview, you need to have a clarity in speech. You need to have a positive thought process. You should know what am I talking, how am I talking, how am I presenting. जो एक cabin crew होता है ना, किसी ने सच ही कहा है, वो रोल मॉडल भी होता है, वो एक अच्छा पब्लिक स्पीकर भी होता है, वो एक पब्लिक फिगर भी होता है, एंड दे नो हाउ टू टैकल थिंग्स. क्या वो जो बंदा है कि उसने एक ही टाइम में ऐसे प्रैक्टिस कर लिया? अगर मैं अभिषेक से पूछूं, भाई मैंने 15 से ज़्यादा टाइम मेरे को रिजेक्शंस फेस किए मैंने. सो अगर आप मुझसे पूछोगे कि आज जो मैं कोच बनी हूँ, मैं ज्ञान दे रही हूँ, क्या वो ऑल ऑफ सडन या ओवरनाइट हो गया था? नो. I have practiced, I have cried like insane, and what not I have done to become like this. So practice is something that you do on a regular basis. Confidence isn't something that you come up with overnight. That build, आपको डेली मेहनत करनी है. देयर वॉज अ टाइम जब मैं कभी आंसर करती थी और मैं एक लाइन नहीं बोल पाती थी, अटक जाती थी. क्या मैंने गिव अप किया? नो. आई क्राइड, आई डिड नॉट स्लीप. जब मुझे मेरे इंटरव्यूज होते थे, ऑब्वियसली आई गॉट पैनिक, आई गॉट नर्वस, बट हियर आई एम टुडे. विद पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट प्रैक्टिस, क्योंकि मुझे पता था अगर मन में है कि कैबिन क्रू बनना है तो बन के तो मैं रहूंगी। प्लान बी वॉज नेवर द ऑप्शन फॉर मी। अगर आप कैबिन क्रू की तैयारी कर रहे हो और आपको लग रहा है अगर ये नहीं हुआ तो मैं पापा का बिजनेस तो ज्वाइन कर ही लूंगी, मैं तो वैसे भी फैशन डिजाइनिंग करी हुई है, मैं तो वो भी कर सकती हूँ, नो। जब मैंने कैबिन क्रू की तैयारी शुरू की थी, प्लान बी वॉज नॉट एन ऑप्शन फॉर मी। द ओनली ऑप्शन वॉज आई हैव टू मेक इट बाय हुक और बाय क्रुक। इट्स ओके इफ आई गेट रिजेक्टेड इवन आफ्टर 100 टाइम, आई एम गोना कम अप and give it a try. That's the only mindset. And today I am here for the same. Am I clear? Yes, Abhishek, over to you.
Yeah, so these are the kind of questions you will be asked for your personal interview. So the only tip is you already should know what are the questions. You already should know what your answer gonna be like. Once you're prepared for that, no question is tough and no interviewer is difficult to handle or tackle, right? And if I have to compare the international and domestic interviews, in international, people would look at your grooming, people would look at your collaborative nature, and people also will look at how fast you're able to adapt to situations. Because in a domestic environment, you will find a Hindi speaking crew, you will find your own friends. I mean, they all are from the same place, same area. Or we are all Indians. We already know. Okay, he's from the south, he's from the east, he's from the west, he's from the north. But we all know we are all on the same page at the end of the day. This is for the domestic. But when you go for an international airline, you will be working with different nationalities like Americans, you name it, Nigerians, Thai Asians, all different kinds. So the faster you adapt with them, and guys, I'm telling you, before a flight, the briefing would go around for 15 minutes. That is the only time you would see each other's face properly, because once you are on board, you will never look at them, because everybody are on their own tasks, everybody are fulfilling their own responsibilities for the flight. So the faster you can adapt in those 15 minutes, once you know your partner, talk to them, like the faster you're able to adapt. So it doesn't happen from the day you start with the airline, it starts from the day you start with the interview. That's how it works, guys. So start from today. Talk to people. Make sure your social awareness is well approved. You should know what you're speaking, guys. You should be confident in what you speak. You should be confident in what you say. You should be able to articulate every emotion. Every emotion has to be articulated in such a way that you're understood by the other person. That's called an effective communication, like Deepthi always said from the beginning.
All right, thank you so much. So, Abhishek, now the next question that is popping up, and a lot of people wanted to know what were the difficulties you faced in an interviews usually, and how you were able to overcome with it?
Okay. I think the foremost problem when I went for an interview in the beginning, and even today I find is few candidates are always there to pull you back. Even during a group discussion, when you wanted to articulate something, when you wanted to show your point to the people in the group, people are always there to pull you back. They always wanted to show, okay, he's wrong, I'm right. He's wrong, I'm right. She is wrong, I'm right. But it's all about how you make their point yours and win this conversation. You cannot win all the hearts in a room, guys, because all of them in the room are your
कुछ
competitors,
पूछना
not your
बोलो।
brothers, sisters, and well wishers. At the end of the day, they are going to be your competitors. So when somebody is pulling you
बहुत
back,
सही
if Miss Kushi is going to tell me something that is pulling me back, thank you, Kushi, for your wonderful insight. I can really see, yeah, I can really find a point in yours, but I strongly believe in what I said. Whatever you can just continue with that. It's all about how you take. It's not like you shouldn't never you should never give a backlash, because characteristic of a crew is never to bring somebody down, but always to bring their mood high. In a emergency situation, you are trained, you are expected to keep their belief and hope high. It's not, you can never let people down because they believe in you. In the aircraft, if there are 15 crew, you 15 are everything: doctors, safety engineers, everything, firefighters. At the end of the day, when it's a situation, you are God. When there is a situation, you are God to them. So you have to keep up with that. You can never go wrong, you can never go blind. Your eyes, your ears. For pilots, you know what? according to the rules, a captain and a first officer or how many other people are sitting in the cockpit, they can never come back because we are the eyes and ears of them. They will they will trust whatever we say. They will trust whatever we say. So your communication makes a huge difference. If you see a smoke and you cannot tell them there's a fire, this is not effective communication, guys. If you can see both, you have to be able to tell them at least the percentage. I can see 80% smoke and 20% fire, but there's a high chance it would be more than that. That is how an effective communication looks like. You should be able to explain a situation in a one at least, I mean, if you're able to make another person understand what you feel, your communication is right. Nobody will ask you for your Oxford vocabulary. Nobody asks for it. They will expect you to just make sure you explain them what's there in whatever words you know. That's how communication works, guys. So, yeah, in both of them, that is how it works. In domestic and international, that is what they look for. So, you have to be well aware of which interview you're giving. Definitely, you would know that for sure. And you should know what their history as well. This is one more tip. Yeah.
All right,
Yes,
so
Deepthi.
a lot of people were there to pull you, pull your leg off. So how did you overcome? Like you keep reminding yourself, keeping a pad on your shoulder. No, I need not to get offended. Yeah.
Thank you for giving me an extra cookie point to be able to shine myself in front of the recruiter. That's how I feel.
That's amazing. Okay, so my next question, as you all know, in an aviation industry, there are a lot of recruitment happen for females. But what is the future of a male cabin crew? A lot of people come to me and they're like, ma'am, why don't you post more about male? Why don't you talk a lot more about male cabin crew? So today is the day, guys. I am asking this question on behalf of you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. When we started, when people really started to think, okay, we also wanted to become a crew, guys, we have to accept the fact that definitely cabin crew, there's a high visibility for females. Very, very high visibility for females. And if you can see in India, Indigo has 60% of share in whole of India. So according to that, Indigo only hires female. They have their own agendas behind that, stating their weight got to be less, and the kind of aircraft they have, they wanted to make sure their fuel consumption is a bit less. So we cannot take all of them into our context and feel, okay, this is what it is, okay, let me leave it. No, guys, there are other wonderful airlines which hire. I did work for Akas Air before. I did get into Air Asia. I didn't get into Air SpiceJet as well. It's all about how you're able to take it across. If you look at the open opportunities, they might be less, but you still have an opportunity. That's how you have to look into it. But if you look at the closed opportunities, definitely they are closed. There is nothing more you can do. There are wonderful international airlines as well, which you can work for. All international airlines want handsome male crew. They have to maintain that ratio as well. Qatar, Emirates, Cathay Pacific, all different kinds of airlines. You name it, Singapore Airlines, Malaysian Airlines. They do hire male crew. You just have to be well equipped with that kind of experience and with that kind of confidence that you will be able to crack an international interview. That's how it works, guys. And for the future of male cabin crew, I'm sure we have got 2 3 new airlines coming up in
True.
India.
Yeah,
Shank
Shank
Airlines,
is.
TrueJet is going to come back into operations, and Star Air is also one of the airlines which are who are hiring a male cabin crew. And Fly 91 is a Goa-based airline. They do hire. It's all about what you look into, guys. If you look at the closed opportunities, yes, they are closed. If you look at the open opportunities, yes, they are open. It's all about how you look into.
See, the opportunities are always there and there will be. It's just the right people needs to have the right skills. For the right people, the opportunities are always there, and those who are not fully prepared, those who have XYZ problems or their skills, definitely you just gonna blabber कि नहीं है, opportunities नहीं है ये वो, ऐसा नहीं है, comparatively less है as Abhishek said, but opportunities हैं. Come on, हर साल कतर, एमिरेट्स, एथियाड हायर करता है, मेल फीमेल दोनों को करता है. हाउ अबाउट दैट, राइट? So yeah, next question we have, what airline are expecting from aspirants, both male and female? What exactly
Uh,
they are looking when you go for a cabin crew interview, what exactly the specific thing they are looking forward?
I think impression definitely makes a difference that we already spoke about. So if we keep impression at one side, I think confidence really stands out. Confidence really stands out. They should, guys, as a cabin crew, we are the brand ambassadors for the airline. We are the front end workers. We are going to represent an airline. If you have the kind of stature, if you have that kind of self respect for yourself first and then for the airline, definitely, I think that will make a huge difference in your recruitment progress. I think that's what they will look into. And I think, yeah, I think if you are honest enough, if you are able to match the requirements, and if you are able to articulate, and if you are able to, guys, interview is one thing. Later, I've seen a lot of people cracking the interview and later failing the exams. Definitely, you should give your 100% to the exams. And making sure you have the right rapport with the seniors, making sure you have the right rapport with the kind of subjects you're going to get well into. I'm not sure if everybody of you know there are many exams that you have to pass after the interview is over as well. You have different modules in the whatever different airlines, different time of training it would be. For Akasa, it's 3 months, and I think for Indigo it is 6 weeks, and I think for Cathay Pacific it's also for 6 weeks. So you have different kinds of modules. If I have to name few modules, I could say safety, service, grooming, AFSEC, that is aviation security, and I think we also have service training, which also have hospitality training. Both are quite similar, but still there's a difference. So each airline have different priorities. An international airline would give less time for safety and more time for service because they need world class training. They are known for this world class service training. But if you come to a domestic airline, the more hardest part is safety. So yeah, each airline have different requirements. I wouldn't say nothing is. I wouldn't say each of this is easy. Both of them are difficult. It's all about how you give your 100% and how dedicated you are in making sure you take it forward. And once you're dedicated to that, I wouldn't expect. I would feel really bad if any one of us will clears the interview with all of our expert guidance, but later fail the exams, guys. We do not want it, right? You have given your 100% already. You just have to pass the final steps and your crew again. That's how it works, guys.
Perfect.
Prepare for the worst.
Yes. So if I like to add a couple of things, so when it comes to what recruiter expect from a aspiring cabin crew, I think your answer need not to be in an elongated form. Keep your answer simple, short, and just be yourself. When I say be yourself, which means just come up with your own voice and accent. Okay, do not pretend that you are a Britisher or you have an American accent or so. Just for example, you live in India, so you need to come up with a clarity. You articulate really well. You know, obviously there, for example, there are people who says communication, my communication is good, and you expect to become a flight attendant. No. Why they give lot of preferences when it comes to communication? Reason, because you will be meeting with number of people from all across the globe. Obviously 50 to 70% people from India, but if you'll get shortlisted with international, definitely Indians will be there, Americans will be there, and Britishers will be there. So you need to just mold yourself when you're interacting with someone. Okay, but it does not mean that you need to have certain training or voice and accent. It just you need to have a clarity what you're speaking so that the other people or person understands you. Am I clear? And other thing, what recruiter expect when you go for a cabin crew interview, your CV need, for example, if you're a fresher, you need to have at least 2 to 3 CVs. You need, I'm there are a lot of people who come up and says, you know what, बाकी airline में तो ऐसा picture नहीं लगाना होता है passport size. Why in aviation industry? Reason, I understand हर airline हर industry में नहीं चाहिए, but in aviation industry it is mandatory to put your pictures. Reason, they look for certain things when you put your pictures in it. First, how well groomed you are and your positive attitude and your smile, how much efforts you have actually put in when you're applying for certain airline. So these are the certain criteria they are looking forward, and it's important to put your pictures on your CV. Again, there are certain guidelines on the website. You need to read it and follow it, and then you need to proceed further. Okay. Point number three, they do not expect on your CV you actually put star. Okay, for example, you yourself giving stars to your skills, your language. For example, that I have seen couple of CVs wherein people in the language section, language proficiency, you just mention your English, your Hindi. For example, you understand Telugu or Marathi or whatever language, and you're giving marks to yourself, who you are to give marks. I mean, that's not your job, right? That's the recruiter job. Let them decide how proficient you all are. So please don't do that. For fresher, please, you need to come up with only one single page CV. Second, if you're someone who have a great experience and you are working from the past 4 or 5 years, definitely you can go for 2 to 3 pages CV if required. But for experience, two pages CVs are more than enough. Please do not mention anything that is not required, such as your parents, your hobbies, such as cooking, dancing. That's not related to the cabin crew job. So try to find out something which is correlated, such as surfing net, reading newspaper, novel, hitting the gym, such, or indulging yourself learning new language, new something, anything that can excites you. Am I clear? So recruiter wants you to be simple, short and crisp and full of positive attitude. And when you meet them, definitely please smile. It doesn't matter. A lot of you come and says कि मैम हमने तो स्माइल किया था, बट जो रिक्रूटर थी तो वो अपना कुछ काम कर रही थी, एंड शी डिड नॉट इवन लुक्ड एट मी. नाउ हियर इज द कैच. अब आपको अब मैं अपना कैमरा ऑफ कर रही हूँ और अब मैं आपके सामने कुछ सेंटेंस बोलूंगी और आपको खुद रियलाइज होगा कि स्माइल, अभी मैं वो रिक्रूटर हूँ जो आपकी तरफ नहीं देख रही है और आप मेरे पास आए हो इंटरव्यू के लिए. ठीक है. अब मैं आंसर दे रही हूँ बीइंग अ कैंडिडेट. मैं ही एचआर हूँ, मैं ही कैंडिडेट हूँ. अब आप कुछ बताइएगा. देर इज दिस एक्टिविटी. Hello everyone, my name is Deepthi and I am from Lucknow. I am passionately dedicated to producing truly class result. Talking about my educational qualification, I have completed my graduation from Lucknow University and schooling from Army Public School. That's the situation number one. Now situation number two. Situation क्या है? रिक्रूटर मेरी तरफ नहीं देख रही है. मैं गई उसके पास, मैं आंसर देकर आई आपने जैसे बोला था, बट उसने देखा ही नहीं. अब कैंडिडेट नंबर टू, रिक्रूटर नहीं देख रहा है मेरी तरफ. Hello everyone, my name is Deepthi and I am from Lucknow. I am passionately dedicated to producing truly class results. Talking about my educational qualification, I have completed my graduation from Lucknow University and schooling from Army Public School. Talking about the skills that I possess, well, I would be very happy to talk about. Ta-da! So, candidate 1 or candidate 2, which candidate you like the most? Please write down in the comment. Quickly, you just have 30 seconds. 2, right? Everybody says 2. अब आप मुझे बताएं कि 2 क्यों हमने चूज किया. Why not 1? क्यों? अंग्रेजी तो दोनों बोल रहे थे, फ्लुएंट तो दोनों थे, बट हमको 2 ही क्यों अच्छा लगा? Obviously there must be a lot of reason. First, the clarity. सेकेंड, जब रिक्रूटर हमारी तरफ नहीं भी देख रहा है, लेकिन जब सेकेंड कैंडिडेट स्माइल करके आंसर दे रहा था तो हमको बहुत अच्छा लग रहा था. वी फील कनेक्टेड. ऑन द अदर हैंड, जब ये कैंडिडेट आंसर दे रहा था, हेलो एवरीवन, माय नेम इज दीप्ति एंड आई एम फ्रॉम लखनऊ, आई एम पैशनेटली डेडिकेटेड. टड़ा. Hello everyone, my name is Deepthi and I am from Lucknow. I am passionately dedicated to see the sound gets changed, right? So here is the catch. Doesn't matter कि आप recruiter के पास जाओ, वो आपकी तरफ देखे नहीं देखे, but we need to showcase certain things or certain aspects, such as हमें स्माइल करके आंसर देना चाहिए, हमारे रेट ऑफ स्पीच बहुत ज़्यादा हाई नहीं होनी चाहिए, हमें वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन के बारे में पता होना चाहिए, और राइट पॉजेज इज द गेम चेंजर थिंग. अगर आपको इन सारी चीज़ों के बारे में पता है, ट्रस्ट मी, रिक्रूटर आपकी तरफ देखे नहीं देखे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि यू आर गिविंग आंसर एंड साइमल्टेनियसली यू आर इंजॉइंग योर आंसर. दैट्स मैटर्स द मोस्ट. Am I clear? Perfect. Abhishek, you would like to add anything or shall we proceed further?
You're perfectly all right. We can proceed forward.
Thank you. So, what myth about male cabin crew interviews? Myth about male cabin crew interviews that you come across?
If I have to talk about any myths, I would say people feel your color makes a huge difference.
True. I
I think
completely
that's
agree.
a
I got a lot of
yeah.
text messages कि मैं dusky हूँ या मैं brown हूँ. That is also one of the reason they're
Hmm.
not shortlisting. Yes, not just for male
Yeah,
but
I
for
think
female as well. Yeah.
okay. I think that's a very big myth. Your color doesn't make a difference. I would say any airline has single requirement. Your face has to be presentable. It has to look clean. It has to. I mean, obviously, if you have a huge scar, definitely a airline cannot take you in because you're representing an airline, and you have to be around people all the time. And if you're wearing a uniform, they cannot approve you of some kind of situations where they would they people the only thing the backstory behind why they wanted a clean face or a good looking face is people have to trust you in a situation. In a situation like an emergency situation, people have to trust you blindly. So I wouldn't say people who looks a certain way can be trustable. I mean, it's not their mistake, and we can think like it is what it is, guys. Some people having a huge scar on their forehead, they cannot accept because airline run on some procedures and they have some rules to follow. And so, yeah, if you have to accept the fact that it is not working out, and you have to move on and apply for the next available things or something. And yeah, one myth which I'm telling you again, if I have to say, I think. Uh, you should know some other languages other than English and Hindi. That's what I think in my Instagram request as well. I could feel one of this thing. I do not know other than any other language other than English and Hindi. And also, some people feel they have to have proper set of vocabulary in their English as well. They're not confident with their language. I would say any airline. Wanted uh, wanted a candidate to be able to say and listen. I should be able to say what I feel. I should be able to understand what the other person says. That's what matters. I think that sort of communication is enough. If this is coming to domestic, but with an international airline, they will have their own exams. They will ask you to go through English assessment. If you're able to pass it off, I think you're already inside, and I think that's what is important. I think that is enough for that is enough for the candidature.
All right. I like to
Yeah.
reiterate what Abhishek said. It's not at all important if you're dusky, brown, fair. What matter is they are accepting all the applicants with different skin tone and colors. That's not an issue. As you've heard from the person who's actively flying, of course, he's not going to guide you in such a manner, something which is vague. Point number two, it's okay if you do not have a Oxford